Hi, everyone. Welcome to Smriti's call. Welcome, everyone. So I say that Smriti doesn't really require an introduction, but I like to say that. So Smriti is a certified facilitator. She's the Being You certified facilitator. She's the Right Voice for You certified facilitator. She's a Talk to the Entity certified facilitator and intermediate facilitator, Right Voice for You facilitator, and Joy of Business facilitator. I think that's Joy of Business is one of my favorite classes and Right Voice for You. So that's what Smriti. Have I missed out on anything else? And she's also done so many podcasts and stuff like that. So welcome, Smriti. Welcome to have you, and thank you for creating this call. Even last time it was such a contribution. So hello, hi, and welcome everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shilpa. And yeah, this call, Business Done Different, Intro to Business Done Different. This is one of my most favorite classes. Actually, each of the classes that I facilitate are my favorites. But there is definitely something about Business Done Different. And I just love the spaces we can go to, the kind of questions people ask. And I just recently concluded a Business Done Different class. And when I started the class, I asked the participants, okay, cool. So what do you think are, where do you think you're getting stuck in your business? And so they just said, maybe very vaguely, they said, okay, this or that. And most of them were not even very clear where are they stuck, but each one of them admitted that there's so much more they can be creating. And so they just might have pointed out one or two things which they would like to work on. But throughout the duration of the call or the class, so much kept coming up for each one of them. And definitely a class is created by the questions that people ask, the participants ask. So they were just willing to be so vulnerable, ask such dynamic questions, and we reached such dynamic places. Like we were able to um, sort out so much of stuff and a whole lot of things. And most of them didn't even realize, like, okay, there were like so many layers and layers and layers that had to shift and change, which throughout the duration of the 3 days of the class, a lot of nuances kept opening up, a lot of facets they kept discovering about themselves. There was so much like things that they didn't even know that they were capable of creating. And they also realized all those places like people's judgments and things and stuff that was holding them back. Sometimes, so the thing is, even though it's a Business Done Different class, sometimes it's also things that are going on around you that are keeping you stuck. So you're not sure what is it that, like, each one of us just knows like there's so much we really like to create, but we really don't know what's keeping us stuck. And this class really invites you to so much of possibilities. And the kind of topics that we cover, I'll talk a little bit about those topics. And we also have the latest of the latest in access all those topics, which are all part of this particular class. And the manual is really, really thick. I should have kept the manual here with me. It's like really thick it's loaded with the latest clearings. It's loaded with so many clearings. And I always tell my class participants, the best way to use this particular manual is to, just sort of hold it in your hands in the morning, like just put it between your palms and just hold it and then just ask, okay, what does my business require today? What are the clearings that will contribute to me and to my business today? And then just open any random page, and the clearings that will show up there would be really the ones that you really, really mostly would require that on that particular day to deal with whatever situation you're going through. It's like amazing how consciousness sort of has your back and just gives you exactly what you require at that moment. So it's beautiful the way things start showing up. Now, if you have any more questions, you're most welcome to ask me, and then I will also talk about a lot of things. Or would you like me to talk first and then we can go ahead with the questions? The call will be just, I think, a 30-minute call. So yeah. Otherwise, I can keep talking, and I don't want that. I'd like you to join the class to actually discover more. Um, One more thing, we are actually planning a Business Done Different retreat It's in a place very close to Pune. It's about a 1 hour drive from the Pune airport and about 3.5, 4 hours drive from Mumbai. And we'll be arranging vehicles and stuff, and we'll be going to that particular place. It's a very, very, very contributive place. I don't know how many retreats I've created there and how many times I've been there for my birthdays and stuff. That place is really beautiful. And it's like a very, very expansive space, and the kind of food you get. And there's also a pool after the class. You can just chill by the pool, enjoy. It's a very, very pretty place. Now, the thing with the retreat is how, when you come for a class, you attend the class, and then you receive so much of change, and then you go back home, and then you're with the same people, and then you get caught up with the same issues again, right? So before you can even allow yourself that leap or that change, you might want to leap this much, but then you get, you need to get back to fit in with everyone so that they don't sort of feel, like distance from you. But in a retreat, you are in that energy of that class 24/7 for the next 3 days. And that is such a beautiful energy to be in. It's like, and the place is so beautiful, and you start looking at possibilities. You look at how you've been creating your life so far, and then there's so much more possible for you to choose and be and just create for yourself. So that retreat is such an invitation. And I mean, I love creating retreats. It's not easy because it's like it takes a lot of efforts and a lot of planning and a lot of things like where I have to go ahead and make the payments in advance and stuff. But then I keep creating those retreats because I know how dynamically these retreats contribute. So yeah, so we have a retreat coming up on 2nd to 4th of March, and I'm really, really looking forward to that. Really looking forward to that. And what will it take for most of you to join us for that retreat? Shilpa can put in, I think, details here on the chat, and so you can connect with Shilpa for whatever details you require. It's not going to be a very expensive retreat. There is just a fixed amount that they charge. So number of participants, and we just divide it equally among them. So it's not going to be a very expensive retreat. So yeah, now, if any one of you have any questions, we can start with that. Or if you want me to talk about things and business, I love talking about all that. So does any one of you have any questions? Let's start with the questions.
Smriti, can you also make me the host, please, so that I can post?
Yeah, just
restricted because of the host.
Oh, is it? Okay, no, wait, hold on. How does it do that? Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it. How to make you co-host.
Yeah. It says unable to. Okay, what else is possible? I will post it.
Cool. You can't post otherwise? That was.
It says unable to send the file admin restrictions.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So let me go to Priyanka first. She raised her hand. Yes, Priyanka, go ahead. You can unmute yourself and ask.
Hi, Smriti.
Hi.
So my question here is, if I feel like, if I talk about myself, if I am very much into structures, if I am very much into do's and don'ts, judgments, right, wrong, good, bad of my business, how to do that? Because I see everywhere all around people are talking about this to be done, this not to be done. And I think what has been done needs to be undone. So I want to know if I have to reverse this. Means reverse in a sense, whoever I was very happy. I was not happy after listening to people, what they have said. So my point is that if I know that I was right and I am now not at the right space of knowing things and then knowing and applying and then not working. So how to go back into my own creative zone and then again restart from there.
See, this class will be addressing a lot of this because there's a whole big chapter dedicated on structured reality. There's like a 2-3 page of that chapter loaded with clearings, right? And recently also in the previous class, we had a participant who's like, but I know I'm always right and I don't know why, and I get really angry when people don't listen to me and then they'll keep suggesting other things and stuff. So what happens is when you're totally focusing on creating from a very structured reality, that does not really create so much for you, because structured reality is like keeping yourself stuck, not allowing any change. It's created more from a structure, is created more from a space of definition, of conclusion, of presuming something, or presumptive realities. And when you already decided things, when you already concluded things, you don't allow any space for you to be able to change that. So instead of structured realities, we'll be inviting you to start creating more from systems, which is something that you create more from a space of awareness, and you know when your business or certain things in your business need to change, and you can pivot and you just know when to pivot. So these are the things, and I will not go into much details here because this call is not about sort of facilitating. It's about, but yes, we will be talking a lot about structures and how to outcreate those and what are the things that you can actually invite into your business. Will be
Yeah,
like,
that's what.
yeah.
Yeah. Actually, that is what I wanted to say here, because I am aware that earlier I was working more from structures, but then when I became aware of where the structures are and what am I doing, then I again reversed the thing, and then again I went back to my original zone, and then I restarted with the things. But then just that if there is anything that can be done to just reverse that structure thing, if any clearing that is coming in your mind, that's okay.
See, the thing is, it's just an awareness where you realize,
Mm.
okay, cool, these are the ways I've been working, and we need to look at, okay, is this even contributing to me and my business? And then during the class, when we'll be talking a lot about stuff, we'll be like, you'll realize it's not just one thing, like you're just stuck on structures right now, but you through the class, you'll realize there is so many more nuances that are missing with the kind of choices you're making. And there's so much more facets to your business that you can actually, or to your abilities that you can actually add to your business right now. Right?
I
So
get it.
it's not just one clue or one clearing that's going to sort out things. It's like there's, because it's very deep set, because you keep going back to it, there's a lot of discussion that is required, and other people's insights, whoever is would be part of that particular class, and the kind of questions they ask, all that will really contribute. It is not just one clearing that's going to sort out
I
these.
understand.
Yeah?
I get that.
And,
Yes.
but you can maybe just say, okay, everywhere I've been using structures to create my business. What do I have to be in to create that? Right? You can ask this as a question, or you can say, okay, how many more systems can I invite into my business instead of functioning from structures?
Structures, yes.
These are just the basic clearings that you can do. Of course, there'll be lots more clearings.
I understand. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Anyone else has any questions?
But there are a lot of people. I can't ask you to say hi.
Sorry, what? Shalini, do you have a question?
Sorry. I was on mute. Unmute.
Okay. I'm muting you now.
I have a question.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
Shilpa, go ahead.
Smriti, my question is like a lot of us, like many of us are in business. A lot of us also are not into really business or doing any kind of employment. How does this class makes any sense for them?
Yeah, so this class, like a lot of people think, oh, why should we join a business done different? I don't even have a business, I'm a housewife, or I'm not working, or I'm in a job. Why should I join business done different? The thing is, like as Shannon says, if you have blood running through your veins, you are in business. So the creation of your life is your business. It's not about owning a business, it's more about how you are being out in the world, how you are actually creating a life. Is it even dynamic enough, or is it boring, or what is it? Are you even enjoying the life that you're creating? It's about inviting you to all those possibilities also. So the business done different is not just about creating a business or creating a dynamic business. It's also about inviting you to creating a very dynamic life for yourself. So we'll be talking about a whole lot of topics on this. Just
Yeah.
1 minute.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And also, like you were really talking about, an extensive manual. Could you just touch upon like one or two, like what is it that one can really expect out of a business done different class, and why is it recommended for everyone to really do a class like this?
Sure. There's lots that we'll be talking about. So as I mentioned in my previous call also, the manual is divided into 3 portions. So one portion is all about money, about creation of money, about saving money, all the points of view that you have about money, whether you like money, you don't like money, and a whole lot of things. And it's also about joy of taxations. It's about inviting so many more revenue streams and how to go about it. There's a whole chapter dedicated only to creation of more than 100 revenue streams that you can actually ask for yourself. And there's so much more like in the money stuff. And then in the middle section, which is all about creation, all the places where we are limiting our creations, what are the different 10 different ways that we can actually step into creating so much more. We'll be talking about staff, how to handle our staff, what are the energies that we require in our business. There are these at least 6 different energies that we require in a business. So how to invite people who have those energies who will contribute to our business. We'll talk about a lot about deal and deliver. We'll talk about how to handle staff and how to get them to work for you in the most contributive way. We'll also be talking about how to invite more contributive people in your space. There's lots of things we'll be talking about. And in the first section, there's all the new tools like the personalities and how do we use personalities to keep us stuck so badly. We'll be talking about the prismatic prisms of prismatic prisms. We'll be talking about autonomy. We'll be talking about all the PRs and NORs, presumptive realities, NORs lines, and Big Five and AI actualizers, all the new tools that they've just introduced in the past 1 year or 6 months in Access. We'll be talking about all those things.
Right.
And then there's a whole lot also. Like there's so much more. The different elements of creation. Let me see if I have something written. We'll also be talking about relationships in business, and we'll be talking about partnerships in business, how to create a very contributive business and not to be stuck, with certain partners in business who are like, suppose you have a great vision with your business, but your partner, the business partner, is not very it does not really believe in possibilities, or is looking at a very linear way of creation, how to deal with all those things, how to outcreate all the industry standards, order, chaos. It's like a very thick manual, and 3 days is also not enough.
Yeah.
Seriously, for this.
Yeah. And also this class, Business Done Different, also takes care of, it also, I'm not getting the word. It's a lot of prereqs can be met with this.
Yeah, so the Business Done Different is one of the classes which is compulsory for the certified facilitators. Every 2 years they have to attend this class. And so for the renewal of their license, with any facilitator, they can just choose whichever facilitator, but it has to be a JCF. And then for all the bars facilitators and who else? The body process facilitators.
Access facelift.
Yeah, all those facilitators, facelift facilitators. This is also one of the classes that they can use or attend to renew their license. Like they don't always have to attend a foundation class. They can also choose to attend this, because there's so much. So if you attended a foundation class ever, the kind of information that a foundation class is loaded with, this is equally loaded with information, and a different kind of information, but equally potent. And but everything to do with your business and creation of your life. So I think each of the classes in Access is just so beautiful. I mean, I can just keep talking about it. So also we'll be talking about Excel templates and stuff about how to maintain your 10%, how to be aware of how much money you're earning, cash flows, how you end up creating debt, how to clear that, different illogical and logical and insane reasons for not having money, the amount of revenue streams that you can ask for, how to include your body in your creation of money. I mean, there's just so many more topics.
And I think what you were really talking about, a lot of topics that you're mentioning right now is not even there in the latest foundation manual, like prismatic prism, etc., is not there in the latest manual.
Yeah. None of this is there in the foundation manual.
Yeah. So it's an added information. Plus, it kind of can allow you to, it can be used as a renewal for a lot of, like a lot of like it can take care of a lot of prereqs that are really required.
Absolutely. So, what else? What else would you like to look at?
Does anybody have some questions to ask? I think now is the time. I have so many questions to ask, but I would like, if anybody has more questions.
Hi, Smriti. Hi, Shilpa. Shilpa, this is Rajni here.
Hi, Rajni. How have you been?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm
Awesome.
good. I have one question. I have been actively using the tools of access consciousness and taking classes and inclined to take more classes. But whenever I think of choosing the license, like I have completed the prereqs for choosing the for hosting the classes and becoming an access uh, facilitator for facelift. But whenever I think of that, something kind of it stops me. And that is the word which is coming out of my mouth for the first time today. So it stops me, like I do not know anyone who would be choosing it, and I'm a lawyer, and people whomsoever they listen to me that I have done some energy work and I'm into access consciousness, they think that okay, this girl, what is she talking about? They cannot correlate being a lawyer and then being an access facilitator and practicing bars. So and I am totally unsure like how to reach out to people and be an invitation to them. I know there is possibility, but like so this again stops me somewhere to
So,
take this
I was
business.
I was just
Yeah.
going to ask you what exactly is your question, but I get the essence of it, so I will just go ahead with that. First of all, we'll be covering a lot of this in our class. Um,
Hmm.
the main thing that people stop themselves from creating much more in their life is where they are buying into other people's judgments. You're not here to live your life based on what others are judging you or what they think. So what if you're a lawyer, and so what if you want to create something else also, right? So if you're looking at that as a hindrance, or you are looking at yourself through their eyes, that's not going to create anything, because now you're making their points of view and their judgments about you more relevant, and then you're stopping yourself. So what if you could actually choose to be everything you are and be an invitation instead, where they'll be like, wow, she's a lawyer, but look at what else she's doing, and that seems to be very, very interesting. And there's some energy about this. Let us choose this. What if when you are being everything you are, and when you are not holding yourself back, people will come to you. So we'll be talking a lot about why you're holding yourself back, and where are you making other people's judgments that relevant that you have to hold yourself back for that, right? Let people think whatever. You are not here to be defined by other people's opinions of you. You're not here to live your life for them. You're here to live a life full of possibility. You're here to choose so much more for yourself, and you're here not to stop yourself for anything or anybody. So, would you like to actually step into that space of creation? right?
Yes.
Yeah, like if I would keep thinking who's thinking what about me, nothing would get created. I'm also a pilot. I'm not. I mean, who would think I would ever be in? I myself never thought I would be in this kind of a healing business or as a facilitator. I mean, I never thought I would be teaching anything ever, right? I mean, I used to hate teaching my kids. So, but the thing is, these classes over a period of time, now it's going to be 10 years that I'm in Access, have created such dynamic changes for me. I mean, I'm not even talking about anyone else, I'm talking about myself here, that I just knew I had to invite more people into this. And just be an invitation, Rajni. Just put out your creations, and when every time you're putting out your classes, just say who will this contribute to? And every time you're putting out a class, and if people are not showing up, you need to poke and pot all those places where you are holding yourself back, all the secret agendas that you're functioning from, everywhere you are busy judging yourself, because end of the day, people will see you for what you are, for what you're being. Okay. Also, the opinion that you have about yourself, the way you think about yourself, is what people will start. Uh, when they look at you, they will pick up that energy, right? And then they will see you for what you are actually choosing to be for yourself. So when you choose to have your back, and when you're not willing to give up, then that's being an invitation. That is something that most people would be lacking and they would reach out for, right? So
Yes.
perceive the energy and then choose based on that. Don't choose based on people's judgments. Don't let other people's judgments be very relevant. Okay, the only person holding you back is you yourself and your points of view. And we'll be talking a lot about this in the class. There's so much we'll be talking about.
Great. Thanks, Smriti. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Also, a lot of people tend to make money very relevant and stuff. Like, they're like, why are the classes so expensive and things? But when you start looking at this particular class as a valuable product that it is, you will actually be able to receive the kind of change that you receive with this class is so dynamic and so phenomenal. I remember during COVID, there was a book club that I was doing, and I received a message on the JCF group, the Joy of Business Facilitators group, and Simon had just mentioned like, hey, I just got off a call with Gary, and he's like, okay, time, like, let's acknowledge BDD to be the valuable product that it is, and we are increasing pricing. And so just a heads up, we are looking at increasing the pricing. And I saw that and I was like, okay, cool, that's interesting. But by the time I got off the call within an hour, and I saw my message, the messages on my phone, they've already doubled the price. And I was like, oh my God, who's going to pay this? And then I just popped and bought that point of view, because your point of view creates your reality, right? And I can't even tell you how many more people chose the class, the BDD class during the COVID. So many people. I mean, all those classes were online, but it was so beautiful. There were people from South America choosing, from different parts of the world who were choosing. A, they had free time, and B, they acknowledged the value of this particular class. So it's just that, it's again your point of view, which creates your reality. To see, all you have to do is ask, if I choose this, what would my life be 5 years from now? And perceive the heaviness and the lightness or whatever you perceive, and then based on that you choose. And there's no right or wrong. Just if it's calling out to you, maybe it is meant for you. And if it's not calling out, that's also okay. Each one of us can put forward, maybe focus on our points of view about it, or just say, okay, you know what, I'm just choosing this. What will it take, universe? And when you say what will it take, usually you're able to actualize. The money shows up, everything shows up. Especially, just know that your choice is paramount. And that's the moment you choose, everything works out. It's just that. whenever you choose. It's not, I'm not saying you have to choose this only, but whenever, whatever, for each one of you, whatever works. Okay. Now, what else? Does anyone else? Did it answer all your questions, Rajni? Anything else would you like to ask?
Yes, it did. It did. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So, Smriti, I have a question for you. Can you tell me what has changed in your life after doing the business done different class?
What has changed in my life?
Yeah.
Everything
Like
has
after you
changed.
doing the first, or after you became the JCF, or after you did the first business done different class, what changed for you?
So, okay, the first Joy of Business class that I did was just a one-day class, and it was with the facilitator who's no longer part of Access now, but so many years ago, almost 8, 9 years ago. And I just knew I had to choose this class. There was something about this class which was calling out. That time they didn't even have business done different. It used to be Joy of Business 101 and Joy of Business 102. So the 101 class is what I chose. And because there were not many participants, the facilitator let go of the venue. So, but I was like, you know what, I am choosing this class, let's just go ahead with it. So there were total 4 of us in that class, and she conducted the class in a Starbucks. Okay, in one corner we were sitting, and then she conducted the whole day's class there. And usually I used to be a very, very shy person, and I would never ask questions. And that time I was like, she was right, the facilitator was right in front of me, and I just could actually ask so many questions. And then I had learned a lot of things, and like I'm a qualified pilot, I like to paint, and I like interiors, and I've done tarot and numerology and all. And so she was very surprised to know that I've dabbled in all these things. And she's like, but how come I don't know about that? And why don't you put that out? And I was like, people will think I'm like a jack of all and master of none. And I mean, they will just judge me, and I don't want people to know this. And then she just said, Smriti, do you realize that there's a sense of adventure about you? And that is what would invite people who are looking out for that energy. So can you add that in your profile, on the Access profile? And so she gave me some wordings, the first paragraph, and she's like, add this. And then I added that, and a lot of people who come to me for my classes come because of that paragraph that I'd written. And so that was my first introduction basically to the joy of business. And I used to love the book. And then I just knew there's an energy about choosing to be a JCF. And even though it was not viable in any way for me, like if I was to look at any pros and cons, I had a choice to choose a different license, but this license was calling out to me, and I did not look at the rightness or the wrongness of it, or which is a better thing. Um, this, by all means, wasn't really going to sort of, I mean, it was more expensive, and I had to pay a constant every month royalty for it, whether or not I was creating a class. But I just knew I had to choose that, and I went all the way to Napa Valley, and I chose that, and I was the only one from India at that time. And I was like just so in awe and totally fascinated with the whole experience. And I was like, my only ask was to be visible at that time. And with that, I got a lot of chances to start writing articles for magazines, and also to show up or to participate in the Joy Business radio shows. And usually when they would ask in the group, I wouldn't ever choose it. It's only when one of them would sort of connect with me directly and say, hey, would you like to do this month's radio show? And then I was like, okay, now it's literally on my face, and I have no choice but to go ahead with it. And the thing is, even though I was asking to show up, I kept resisting it the most. And till I had no choice but to show up. So that's how the journey has been for me. And it's just been so beautiful. And since then, I've not stopped choosing. There's so much more. Like, at end of the day, when you're talking about business or the joy of business, it's about also about never giving up. So if you keep on persevering, things haven't been that easy and stuff, but the thing is, just keep moving, just keep choosing again and again and again and again. So it's about being that energy that I'm not going to give up no matter what. So yeah, if you want to really know what has changed for me, the fact that the choice to never give up and to keep on choosing no matter what, that definitely. Of course, I'm a very different person from what I used to be then. So yeah, you've seen me, Shilpa, throughout
Yes,
for
yes.
past at least ever since COVID or before that.
Yeah.
You've seen so much change, and you've changed so much too. So yeah.
And it's interesting that my first interaction with Smriti was an intro call on Business Done Different. The first class I chose with Smriti was Business Done Different. And yeah, it's changed so much. I'm like, this class is it's my own personal favorite. Like even today, I like what Smriti talks about. I go and open the Business Done Different manual, and it amazes me that I don't think, Smriti, any other manual has the stuff that Business Done Different manual has. I haven't seen those topics in any other manual. Like, I haven't read it anywhere. So
No.
that's how amazing this is.
And also, a lot of people think, oh, we have read the Joy of Business book. What else can there possibly be in this class? But this is so different. And
Yes.
also, not just this, even the actual business and money and profit class, that one-day class, again, it
Yes.
comes with a separate manual. Maybe
Yes.
one of these days I will create that class too. That's again a very nice class.
Yeah.
But yeah. Cool. Does anyone else have any questions? This was supposed to be only a 20-minute call, and
Any
I think we'll end the call. I will just leave with a few things. Trust yourself, no matter what's going on. When you would really like to step up and choose more, trust yourself. And if you're going to be thinking, anyways, think big. Because people tend to put limits on themselves based on their confidence levels. And it's impossible to achieve more than what you believe that you deserve. And where are you choosing to look at creating based on other people's opinions of you and what they think you deserve or don't deserve, or what they have decided you have to be or not be? It does not matter. You don't limit yourself because you feel, okay, this is the only thing that I deserve. Okay. And everywhere you're putting limits on yourself based on your confidence levels, you need to let go of that. And the more you believe is possible, the more starts showing up for you, the more becomes possible for you. So trusting yourself and having faith in your potential is the foundation on which everything else is built. Okay. So you can ask, okay, what future am I aware of that I can use to actualize a greater business than before? Or what awareness can I use that will expand all of this? And what are the talents and abilities I have that I've not yet acknowledged, that if I were to acknowledge would open up a whole new world of revenue streams for me, and multiple revenue streams for me. Would open, let me just say this again. What are the talents and abilities I have that I've not yet acknowledged, that if I were to acknowledge, would open up a whole new world of possibilities for me and numerous revenue streams for me? Right? I'm not going to say the clearing statement because this call will be put up on the YouTube and you're not supposed to be saying the clearing statement, but you can add that to that. Okay. So thank you so much for being here. And I'm hoping to see a few of you. If you need more information, you can connect with Shilpa or you can connect with me. And the beautiful retreat that we have coming up, it's on from 2nd to 4th of March. We might be creating another class mid-March before 15th. And then there's one more coming up in April, first weekend of April. So there are a whole lot of classes. So you can connect with Shilpa or me and figure out which would contribute the most to you. And looking forward to seeing you soon someday.
Yeah.
One of my classes.
Yes.
Thank you for such a contributive call, Smriti. I mean, even an intro call, even if people start literally listening to these intro calls, will start creating so much for them in terms of their money flows. So thank you. Really, really.
Thank you. Thank you so much, each one of you. I'm so grateful for you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.